Hey, there's something written here. Before you looms the most perilous crag in the land, Mount Bremen. Its peak is heaven's spire, its valley hell's maw. Know that the mountain will rain down torrential waters and earth-rending lightning upon you. And know also that but one in 10,000 brave these perils and live. If you return back, do so now. You aren't going to get many tourists with that kind of marketing campaign. What's the big deal? It's just a giant pile of dirt. A pile of dirt with lightning? Read the monuments. 364 souls were smart by its forked rage in 1 year alone. And most of those deaths happen to be around this time of year. Yeah, but the weather seems fine today. I don't think we'll have a problem. Time goes short in all ways. If we're gonna scale the mountain, let's go while the weather is agreeable. With the emphasis on while. Mountain weather's all finicky and junky, you know? You see, I was right. But no, let's all just ignore old Barrel and run to our deaths here. That's literally what I've been doing this whole game. We're so modics. It'll take more than a few raindrops to stop us. It's raining. I can't hang out with my social links. I wanted to go back and hang out with social links, but I can't now. That's unfortunate. I don't think it comes up at all. Okay, I was gonna say I didn't get to it, but the point is they didn't mention it and I forgot. I don't know because they never talked about it. That's fair. I'm usually pretty good about remembering where people are from. Even if I don't remember the name of the town, I remember people's like origin town. Honestly, most Tales games give you the gist of where people are from. But not every game explicitly tells you or you go to the village. The biggest example that comes to mind is Rokuro. You never go to Rokuro. Berseria, I feel like, does that a lot. You never really know where Magilu, Rokuro, and Aizen lived before their times. It's just like, you know their backstories, and honestly, that's enough for me. So not knowing a hometown's like not a big deal. Actually, now that I think about it, I feel like most of the Berseria cast, other than Velvet, Floppy Set obviously was like Logris because like he's a Moloch. But like, other than Velvet, they don't really reveal all that much about hometowns, which at the end of the day, they give you enough about the character themselves, which I care more about. I came in here to escape the lightning, but to be honest, the monsters out there on the mountain are just as bad. They're merciless with those weakening attacks of theirs, and when you become so weakened, your TP slowly drains. The higher your max TP, the TP is more the drain. Hey, weak Bob. Oh, the weak status ailment. That's a Tales of thing. Oh, one of your favorite arcs? I do like the music. The music's pretty fitting with the kind of area. Like, you know, they hype up this place to be, like, dangerous. People died here. This is like a path not walked on often. They're hyping it up to be pretty great, and the music's kind of living up to it, so I can't wait to see what happens with... There's probably going to be a boss here. Can't wait to see what happens at the end. Alright, I need to, like, start getting TP healed up. Oh, it's half of my meteor shot hit. It's over, dumb gargoyle. Yo, look at that XP. I got the bonus, but still. I haven't used Gall, Barrel, and Hisui in a while. I'll probably get them in a little bit. I'll probably switch out playing as Core 2 at some point. Hey, Blue Jet. It's just that easy. Greatest gamer there ever was. Dude, I love this game's combat so much. You got Azure Edge. Did you always have Azure Edge and I just never noticed? You might have. Ba-ba-ba-bum. You know what? I think it is time I play as someone else. Let's just... Honestly, let's play as Kohaku. And we'll put Hisui in the heal. For backup. Because I like Shaw fighting things. Although Shaw does have a healing circle if we ever need it. Again with the thunder? I can't hear myself think. What's that? Oh, yo, it's Kunzite. It's Kunzite? Yo, I was wondering when Kunzite was gonna come back. Oh, these guys. Keep your distance, Lithia. Kunzite belongs to me. Are we gonna have to fight Kunzite again? I recognize that guy. He was with Creed during the little horror film in our heads. It's Fluora's Mechanite, Floor Seraph. But why is he here? Ex-Mechanite, actually. I'm no longer party to such slave labor. I owe that to you, Lithia. I'm no longer party? Does that sound weird to anyone else? And I owe that to you, Lithia, for sealing away Fluora with Gardenia. So I suppose some thanks are in order, but do you know what would make me even more thankful? If you finally died, Lithia, do you think you can handle that? Not bad for an Organican. Most would fall to pieces after an attack like that, or at least start bleeding everywhere. Well, as much as I dislike the sight of blood, I suppose there's nothing for it. Output limiter, disengage. This power is monstrous. Hisui, you must escape with Master Lithia. Floor Seraph is an ace-type mechanoid, manufactured specifically for combat. You're incapable of stopping him. And yet you keep trying, Kunzite. You're such a pure soul. I've always loved that about you. I only wish you devoted as much effort to cultivating our beautiful friendship as you do to protecting your master. But I know you can't help it. Mechanites are programmed to prioritize their master's protection above all else. But they can end your life as slavery. No longer will you be some plaything. Allow me to kill Lithia and set you free. How about I end your life, you sick puppy? Man, the writers had a blast writing this game. Hey, you're a good swimmer, yeah? My life's in your hands. Leave it to me. Sorry, Kunzite, you'll have to handle yourself. Someone's too scared to aim properly. Oh, goodbye. Hisui, you crazy fool. It'll take more than that to kill Hisui. Come on, everyone, let's head downstream. Alright, no more Hisui after I was gonna play as Kohaku. Well. Alright, well. Shaw's on healing duty then. In that case. Ow. Can I move? These mushrooms are sick, but... Perish. I get the power of the Burning Strike. It's too powerful to be stopped. Oh, get him a Ness. I love seeing a Ness combo, dude. The combos are pretty clean. Die. Hey, Crimson Twister. I think I saw there was another path to go. Maybe not, though. The river's toll. Flow of that river is so strong, Hisui couldn't have drowned, could he? Of course he hasn't drowned, after all. Lithia's with him. Yeah, you're right. Lithia doesn't really look like she'd be all that good of a swimmer, you know? Not all that good. She's one of the greatest swimmers who ever lived. That's not the word from the bird, alright. That's the word from the bird, alright. She managed to save Core, Hisui, Beryl, and myself from drowning in the ocean. In fact, she saved Hisui from drowning twice already. I don't see why this time would be any different. I doubt Hisui's even capable of drowning. His head's as empty as Core's is, and all that air would surely make him buoyant. Buoyant? I think is how you say that? Enough to float. That's a good point. See, Kohaku, and Ness is right. He's just gonna be fine. I don't know how enthusiastically you want to be agreeing with Ness there, Core. You're kind of proving your point. Dude, it's crazy that I forget Gaul just is there sometimes. I forget that Gaul exists in this game. It's actually wild. Like every now and then he'll just chime in and I'm like, oh yeah, Gaul's a character in this game. Which I don't hate Gaul by any stretch of the word, but Gaul is gonna end up being at the bottom of my rankings for the reason of like, hey, they don't go too deep with him. It's just inevitable. Can you imagine the game without him? Honestly, I can't. As contradictory as that sounds to what I just said, no, yeah, I get what you're saying. There were like 2 skits in the game where Gaul actually had a comment that made me chuckle. So, I'm definitely saying like Gaul, you know, I definitely think the game is better because of Gaul, but even still, I think they could have done more with him. Again, maybe they will, but I don't know where it would fit in. So, assuming they don't, you know, I do think, like, there were, like, 2 skits that were like, oh, Gaul had a really funny comment at the end of this. But I do think that doesn't do enough to be like, oh, Gaul, he's still gonna be in the bottom of my rankings because of that. Definitely, I still like him. I want to make that very clear. He's likable. I don't hate him. I just do not, like, he's not even gonna be close to, like, Kohaku, a Ness Shawl, or anything like that. Even Hisui's kind of growing on me. They're kind of doing this thing with Hisui and Lithia where, like, Hisui's, like, protecting Lithia and stuff. Like, he's, like, her guardian when Kunzite wasn't here, so I'm interested to see if they do anything else with Hisui, because I feel like Hisui was, like, you know, other than being somewhat, I don't want to say comic relief, because that's Beryl. But other than being his personality, Hisui they seem to be doing a little more with. I'm looking forward to see what they do with him. Maybe in his home village they'll do something a little more. Yeah, hothead, that's the word. I was thinking of the word for it. Hothead makes sense, yeah. The DS... Oh, Shaw doesn't join you in the DS version? Okay. Interesting. No, yeah, I want to make it very clear. I would like the game more with Gaul. I wouldn't like it as much without Gaul. But Gaul isn't going to be, like, one of my favorite characters because he's still... They just, like, again, he's an optional character. They didn't want to change the story, so they didn't really know what to do with him. That's fair, but also, it's just not much I can do. He's gonna still, like, most of the time in the story, like, again, he had some really good skits, or some decent skits, but in the main course of the story, he's just kind of there. And then in the beginning, I was like, yo, they're gonna make, Gaul's like, oh, like, he acted very mysterious in the beginning, and I was like, oh, they're gonna have some kind of thing with Gaul going on. But then, like, that's just an excuse, I think, for them to be like, oh, yeah, Gaul was added for this version, so. because we're not really going to get all that much on him. Maybe we will, who knows, but that's working under the assumption we don't. Similar in a way to our Richard? What? Richard from Graces? What's similar to Richard? Gull? Or are we talking about Richard? Oh, are you saying Richard doesn't join in the Wii version because there's no F arc? Is that what you're saying? Are we comparing it to Shaw? Yeah. That's how Flynn worked in Vesperia. Flynn joined you for one battle in Tales of Vesperia Xbox version. In Definitive Edition, he's a full-time party member, even if he's in and out. So yeah, that is what you were saying. Yeah, okay, yeah. I was confused, like, oh, we're talking about Gull, and I saw Richard. Okay, so you're saying Shaw in the DS version is like Richard or Flynn in their original versions. Yeah, right. That does make sense because Grace's Wii version didn't have the F arc, so Richard isn't a permanent party member. Suey. I'm not sure your brother really thought that one through. Let's just run down the river and see if we can catch up to him. I thought that'd be an actual skit. That was just a navigational skit. But at the end of the day, the game is better with Gull. Guaranteed. The game is definitely better to have with Gull. But at the same time, they still didn't do all that much with him. They could have had like his stuff in side quests. Honestly, that would have been a complaint as well, because if you have a character's stuff in side quests, but at least it's there. If they didn't want to mess with the story. Overall though, I don't dislike Gull at all. He's cool. But that's about all I can say about him. He's cool and his comments are pretty amusing, but other than that, can't really say much more. I think I still like him more than Beryl and probably Core. I don't know, Core's probably going to be at the bottom of the rankings too. Like, I like Core, but definitely Core's definitely not going to be like high in my rankings either. Because he's very like, you know, burned to the ground. Honestly, I don't have a definitive ranking yet. I have to finish the game. Favorite character is probably Shaw Sedona. I think Shaw is my favorite character. A Ness would be like a second or third, and then Kohaku would be the other one. That sounds right. I know Beryl has a chance to probably get to like second, like not last place, but 7th place. So I guess we'll see what happens. Because Beryl is kind of growing on me a little bit. Oh no! They're bringing back lightning dodging! Am I gonna have to press 200 lightning bolt dodges to get Lulu's ultimate sigil? I have PTSD from that FF10 moment of trying to get that trophy and Lulu's ultimate weapon. That's a FF10 post-game thing. True FF10 fans know about it. Man, was that a nightmare. You know what, honestly, over limit. Gull traveled all around the world. It'd be neat if he knew about the places you go. Seems like he's just as clueless as everyone else. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, like, give an insight about like, yo, this area is known for this. Yeah, that would be neat. Just something. Again, he has like a few skits where like he brings like a comment that's kind of amusing.